Anika Zati Tantara Tantawita Anivita Kahangara Gavitando Dukkha Zati Puna Puna Kahangara Gati Joti Puna Gihana Gahati Sabati Paduka Bhaka Kahakuta Vidinkata Vidinkarakata Sita Tanana Kriya Vijaka Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Today we would like to continue 10 types of non-real materiality. Anibhana Rupa. They are the mode or attributes of the concretely produced matter. They are not included among the ultimate reality. They do not arise directly from the four main causes of matter. Four main causes are later we will discuss. 10 types of non-real materiality. Number 1 is space element, limiting phenomena, paricheta rupa. Number 2 is bodily intimation, kaya vinyati. Number 3 is verbal intimation, uji vinyati. Communicating phenomena. Number 4 is likeness of real materiality. Number 5 is malleability of real materiality. Number 6 is willingness of real materiality. These three are mutable phenomena. Bodily intimation and verbal intimation, these two are communicating phenomena. Another is characteristic of matter. Number 7, production. Number 8, continuity. Number 9, decay. Production is upachaya. Continuity is santati. Decay is jarada. Impermanence, this is anicca. These four are characteristics of matter. Number 1, space element. Number 1, space element is delimiting matter. This space element distinguish one klapa and another, not to mix. Its function is to display the boundaries of materiality. It manifests as confines of materialities. Here, there is one picture. Space element, agasa dhatu. Different kalabas. Between kalabas, there is space. That space is called agasa dhatu. Another one is bodily intimation, kaya vinyati. The bodily intimation is the mode and the ordination and the consciousness originated four great primary elements, in which one element is predominant that causes the occurrence of moving forward, etc. One element which is mind-produced materiality, that one element produces bodily intimation. Because of this bodily intimation, one person can move from one place to another. This is according to conventional truth. According to ultimate reality, because of this bodily intimation, new kalabas, they do not arise the same place. They arise in different places, successfully and continuously. Because of this reason, they may think we are moving, etc. The function is to display intention. Maybe one day I had been explained. Please do like that. Then, he had the inner desire to come to see me. If you do like that, he had desire to go away. So this bodily intimation, because of this bodily intimation, they can understand the desire of a person. Because of this reason, they are called communicating phenomena. It manifests as bodily excitement. Then another one is verbal intimation, uji vinyati. Uji vinyati is verbal intimation is the mode and the ordination in the consciousness originated four great elements, in which earth element is predominant, that causes the occurrence of the speech or utterance. Please recite A. For example, A arises in this area. If you can discern four elements systematically in this area, you can see a group of kalabas. Among these kalabas, there are four types of kalabas. Four types means karma-produced kalabas, mind-produced kalabas, temperature-produced kalabas, nutritive essence-produced kalabas. Four types. Among these four types, karma-produced kalabas are, in this case, very important. So every moment, every mind moment, these karma-produced materiality as well as four types of materiality, they are always rising and passing away along the life. Among karma-produced materiality, in each kalaba there is earth element. This is one earth element. Then if you want to recite A, then because this mind which can recite A can produce many mind produced kalabas. These kalabas are spreading throughout the body. When they reach in this area, throat, among these mind produced kalabas, if you analyze, there are also 8 types. Among 8 types, there is also earth element. So that earth element and the karma produced earth element, they meet in this area. When they meet in this area, because at that time, wind element and mind produced kalaba produce to strike or to impinge karma produced earth element. At that time, sound appear. Here also earth element, here also earth element. Because of wind element, earth element and earth element attack to each other. Because of this reason, sound comes. In the same way here, if you recite A, both earth element, mind produced earth element, karma produced earth element, attack, strike to each other. Because of this reason, sound appear. But that sound appear, behind that sound there is verbal intimation. According to this verbal intimation, sound appear. If you want to recite B, then it will become the sound B. If we want to recite A, it will become A. So, mind produced verbal intimation, because of depending on verbal intimation, different sounds appear when the mind produced earth element and karma produced earth element strike to each other. Do you understand? Okay. But some person's sound is very pleasant. Some person's sound is ugly. Why? Unpleasant. This is most important thing is karma produced earth element. Here you can see wooden cow. There is also another handle. When handle strike to the wooden cow, sound appear. Mind produced earth element is like handle. Karma produced earth element is like wooden cow. Wooden cow is very proportionate, very good. Then sound will be pleasant. When wooden cow is broken into pieces, then sound will be ugly. Is it true? So karma produced earth element is very important. When karma produced earth element is very strong, powerful, then sound will become pleasant. Okay. Then the function is to display intention. Please come. If I say please come, then he had the intention to come to me. In this way you understand. Please go. Then he had the intention to go, to let me go. In this way they understand because of this bodily and verbal intimation. So the function is to display intention. It manifests as the cause of the voice in speech. Because of this verbal intimation, sound is appear. This is proximate cause only. But there is mind is most important thing. Mind produced materiality is most important thing. Among mind produced materiality there is wind element. That wind element produces this verbal intimation. Because of this verbal intimation, sound appear in a suitable way. Another one is Lahuda. Lahuda Mududa, not yet. So here I want to explain again Lahuda, Mududa, Kaminyada. Okay, here not mentioned. So here Lahuda, Mududa, Kaminyada. Lightness of real materiality, malleability of real materiality, willingness of real materiality. Although for easy understanding it is written in this way, this is three types of real materiality only. Three types are mind produced real materiality, temperature produced real materiality, and nutritive essence produce real materiality. These three types of real materiality, lightness of these three types of real materiality, malleability of these three types of real materiality, willingness of these three types of real materiality only, not kamaja rupa, karma born materiality. Because karma born materiality's cause is karma, previous karma. It arises depending on previous karma only. It does not arise depending on present cause. Here, the lightness, malleability, willingness, these three are because of present cause only. Because of mind, lightness, malleability, willingness also appear. Because of the temperature or because of the nutritive essence also lightness, malleability and willingness appear. Especially when mind is very powerful mind, like such power mind, then body can fly in the sky. Lightness, malleability and willingness are very predominant at that time. In the same way, when you practice samatha meditation, if you are successful up to the attainment of jhana stage, when jhana is very powerful, especially 10 kasinas in 8 attainments. At that time your body became light. You can sit for a long time. This lightness, malleability and willingness are produced by mind. In the same way, when you are practicing vipassana, when vipassana insight become very sharp and very deep, profound, at that time also your body became light. At that time also lightness, malleability and willingness appear. So mind produces materialities, lightness, willingness and malleability. In the same way, when temperature is very suitable, especially external temperature or internal temperature, then your body became light. Lightness, malleability and willingness appear. In the same way, if you eat suitable food, then if you with good releasement, good appetite, at that time also that food can be supporting cause for producing very powerful nutritive essence produce materiality. At that time also you feel comfortable because you can eat thoroughly. So lightness, malleability and willingness are also produced by nutritive essence. Then another one is upachaya, production. The first rising moment of a materiality process, or initial arising from the first stage of the fetus formation until the completion of all physical faculty. There are different controversial points. This is only one point. Up to the completion of all physical faculty, rising stage of materiality is called production. Its function is to make materialities emerge for the first time. It manifests as launching. When they are discerning this production, at the time they will see in this way only. Another is continuity, santati. Santati is continued rising of materiality after the completion of all physical faculty. Its function is to anchor. It manifests as no interruption. Along the line, it rises continuously, successfully. What is the difference between the production and continuity? Commentary explains with one example. On the bank of a river, if you dig one water well, then the first water appears from the set. The first appearing stage is like production, but slowly it will become full the well. Up to the full stage, it is also called production. But because you are digging water well near river bank, slowly it will become overflow. At overflowing stage is like continuity. But in domestically, Buddha says three: Achaya, Upachaya, and Santati. Achaya is the first rising stage of when you are digging water well. First rising stage of water is Achaya. Then it slowly full up to the whole water well. Up to full stage, this is called Upachaya. Achaya, Upachaya. Then after that, it flow over the well. Overflowing is like santati. So 3 stages. But when we are calculating rupas, the achya and upachya combined together. So because of this reason, there are 28 types of rupas only. Then decay, jarata. The decay is the maturing or aging or ripening of material phenomena. Its function is to lead them towards their termination. Termination is perishing stage. It manifests as loss of newness. It became old. Oh, here body elimination. Sorry. Space element. Oh, impermanence. Okay. Anicca. Complete breaking up of material phenomena. Impermanence is complete breaking up of material phenomena. Its function is to make them subside. Its manifestation is as destruction and falling away. So altogether there are 28 types of rupas. They are not real rupas. Why commentaries especially give suggestion to discern them when they are discerning ultimate materiality? Without seeing space element agasa dhatu, you cannot see klabas. If you cannot see klabas, then you cannot analyze these klabas. If you cannot analyze these klabas, then you cannot understand ultimate materiality within one klaba. So space elements is very important. When you are discerning this ultimate materiality, inevitably you will see they arise very, very quickly. They perish away very, very quickly. Then, if you emphasize carefully, then you will cease. From rising stage to perishing stage, between there is one gap. Inclination to perishing stage. That inclination is called static stage only. So these 3 stages you can see clearly when you are discerning this ultimate materiality. Because many meditators, when they practice 4 elements meditation systematically, when their concentration deep enough, they can see small particles, klabas. When they see klabas, if they again analyze these klabas, for beginners it is not easy because as soon as they arise, they perish away very, very quickly. So they cannot follow, they cannot discern ultimate materiality within one klaba. So slowly they must try to discern ultimate materiality within one klaba. For example, hardness. This is an element. First, they should try to discern hardness. When they discern hardness, then they will disappear. Then again, you should try to discern another klaba hardness. Hardness of another klaba. Then it will be perished away. Then again, you should try to discern hardness of another klaba. In this way, if you repeat again and again, then slowly you will understand in each klaba hardness. Then you should try to increase one by one. Hardness and roughness, 2 together, 3 together, 4 together, etc. In this way, if you try again and again, when your concentration also deep enough, then you may be able to discern 8 types of materiality or 9 types of materiality or 10 types of materiality simultaneously. So, when they are discerning in this way, inevitably they will see rising stage, steady stage and perishing stage. Because of this reason, commentators also suggest when they are discerning ultimate materiality, then they must also discern these non-real materialities only. Also, In the same way, when you are walking or when you are talking, you must also try to discern ultimate materiality. At that time, you can easily understand bodily intimation as well as verbal intimation. So, when you are discerning mind produced materiality or temperature produced materiality or nutritive essence produced materiality, at that time also you can understand easily lightness, willingness and malleability of this materiality. Because of this reason, if you see these natures, then you can also discern these no real materialities. But when you are practicing vipassana, if you contemplate these materialities as nature, dukkha and anatta, at that time you should omit no real materialities. You must contemplate real materialities, concretely produced materialities. They are the object of vipassana. Here, we will discuss another chapter. Origination of matter. Number 1, karma. Number 2, consciousness. Number 3, temperature. Number 4, nutriment. Materiality originated from the karma. 25 kinds of karma. But when you study consciousness chapter, Chitta chapter, at that time you will understand the following explanation. There are 12 unwholesome consciousness, 8 types of wholesome consciousness, 5 material wholesome consciousness. They can produce materiality. They are karmas to produce materiality. But for easy understanding, we do here one chart. But that chart is maybe small paper. Or here, small paper. Within small paper, you can see. Okay. Here, for example, in your eye, there are 6 types of kalabas. If you have chart, you can easily see here. Eye decade kalaba, body decade kalaba, sex decade kalaba. These 3 are karma produced materiality. Then another one is life nonic kalaba. This life nonic kalaba also produced by karma. These 4 are produced by karma only. Then another one is consciousness produced materiality. Another one is temperature produced materiality. Another one is nutriment produced materiality. So in your eye there are 6 types of kalabas, or 7 types of kalabas. Among these 7, number 1, number 2, number 3 and number 4, these 4 kalabas are produced by previous karma. As a general, here writing 12 unwholesome consciousness, 8 wholesome consciousness, 5 material wholesome consciousness. These consciousness are here mentioned as karma. This is as general only. For you, predominantly there are 8 wholesome consciousness. 8 types of wholesome sensual consciousness. These are for you only, because you are human being. Karma of human beings can these 8 types of one of these 8 types of wholesome karmas. Among these 8 types, one type only can produce karma produce materiality for human beings. This one type may be only associated with jnana, wisdom faculty, as well as associated with happy feeling, somanasa, vedana. If they are associated with somanasa, happy feeling, and wisdom, faculty, there may be 34 mental formations. What are 34? When you study mental chapter, then you will understand these 34. Only this one type. That one type produce karma, produce materiality only. As a general here mentions 12 unwholesome consciousness, especially this unwholesome consciousness produce karma, produce materiality in woeful states only. A wholesome consciousness, this wholesome consciousness can produce karma, produce materiality and sensual realm only. Sensual good realms. Karma sukati play. Then find material wholesome consciousness. These 5 types of consciousness karma can produce in 5 material world only. Here, materiality produce 5 karma, 9 groups. Another one, page 15. Page 15, maybe the original one. Do you see? Materiality produce 5 karma. 9 groups. Number 1 is Aindagate Kalaba. Number 2, Ear Dagate Kalaba. Number 3, Nose Dagate Kalaba. Number 4, Tongue Dagate Kalaba. Number 5, Body Dagate Kalaba. Number 6, Female Sexual Dagate Kalaba. Number 7, Male Sexual Dagate Kalaba. Number 8, Heart-based Dagate Kalaba. Number 9, Life Nonic Kalaba. So altogether there are 9 types of kalabas produced by previous karma. So initial arising of materiality by karma. Here this shows with symbols. Arabi. Arabi means here below there is key. Arabi means rebirth consciousness. In the rebirth consciousness mind moment, there are 3, for human beings, there are 3 types of kalabas. Number 1 is heart dagate kalaba. Number 2 is body dagate kalaba. Number 3 is sex dagate kalaba. These 3 types of kalabas arise at the rebirth mind moment. Rebirth consciousness mind moment. Now B is Bhuanga. 3 sub-moments of rising, static and dissolution. If we divide again, in each mind moment there are 3 stages. Rising stage, static stage and dissolution stage. There are 3 sub-moments. Materially originating from consciousness. 75 types of consciousness excluding immaterial sphere resultants and the 2 sets of 5-fold sense consciousness. These consciousness can produce materiality, mind produce materiality, but now you should try to understand as a general. Every consciousness which arises depending on your heart base can produce, mind produce materiality. If you understand in this way, in this case, it is enough. It is enough means when you are studying mental chapter, at that only you will understand what are the 75 types of consciousness. At that only you will understand. Now you should try to understand every consciousness which arises depending on your heart base can produce, mind produce materiality. There is I consciousness which arises depending on I consciousness, I base. That I consciousness cannot produce any materiality. In the same way, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, body consciousness, they also cannot produce any materiality. Only consciousness which arises depending on heart base can produce, mind produce materiality. Okay. That mind produced materiality begin here. She shows B. From the first poinga. From first poinga, mind moment along the life, mind produced materiality rise. Every mind moment, usually except 5 sense consciousness. Every mind moment which arises depending on heart base along the life, mind produced materiality successfully and continuously for a long time along the life. The initial arising of materiality originated from consciousness. Here she shows here B. And rebirth consciousness cannot produce any mind produced materiality. Only first bhoinga along the life. Every mind moment which arises depending on heart base can produce mind produced materiality. Consciousness born rupa starts to form at the rising moment of bhoinga consciousness. But every mind moment there are 3 sub-mind moments. Only every consciousness which arises depending on heart base can produce mind produced materiality, but when they are at the rising stage only, not steady stage or not perishing stage. Because when they are steady stage, perishing stage, they are very weak. So they cannot produce any mind produced materiality. Only rising stage they can produce mind produced materiality. The materiality originating from the temperature. When fire element in each club reaches steady stage, it starts to produce new generation of clubbers. Below there is fire element. Within one club there is Tejo fire element. That fire element can produce one generation. Number 1, first generation. In that first generation there is also fire element. That fire element also can produce new generation, second generation. In second generation there is also fire element. That fire element can produce that generation. In some cases, this is for ordinary mind produced materiality, 2 or 3 generations. But in karma produced kalabas, such as IDK kalaba, there is also fire element Tejo. That Tejo can produce 4 or 5 generations. But in some cases, temperature produced materiality or nutritive essence produced materiality. There is also fire element. Occasionally, this fire element also sometimes can produce 10 or 12 generations. So, the quantity is dependent on cause. When cause is very strong, for example, mind produced materiality, ordinary mind, such as phytocognitive process mind, or very weak mind-cognitive process mind. That mind can produce 2 or 3 in that mind produced kalabas, there is fire element. That fire element can produce 2 or 3 generations only. But sometimes when you are meditating, when you attain jhana, that jhana consciousness is very superior consciousness. That jhana consciousness can produce uncountable mind produced kalabas. In each kalaba there is also fire element. That fire element also can produce new generation, but how many generations we cannot calculate. That temperature produces kalabas not only internally but also up to externally. they spread throughout surrounding your body. So many generations is possible. Now she here explained how light appears during meditation. Samatha and Vipassana Chittija Rupa Kalapa. If you analyze this kalapa, there are 8 types of materiality. Among 8 types, there is fire element. That fire element can produce new generation, new kalapas. How many? We cannot say exactly how many. Uncountable kalapas can produce. In the same way, one mind movement of samatha or vipassana citta also can produce uncountable mind produce kalapas. In each kalapa there is also fire element. That fire element also can produce uncountable generations. If you analyze these 2 types of kalapas, mind produce kalapas and temperature produce kalapa, in each kalapa there is kala. That kala is bright depending on the power of samatha and vipassana citta. When samatha bhavana citta and vipassana bhavana citta is very strong, very powerful, very deep, then the light becomes brighter and brighter. Not only internally but also externally. So the color of this combination of these 2 types of colors became the light of wisdom only. Okay, today let us stop here. You can discuss about today's explanation.
Bhante, I have many questions because one Sri Lankan monk gave me a whole lot of questions from the Sri Lankan group. Is that okay?
Okay.
All related to the Dhamma talk.
Yes.
First question, do Rupa Kalapas have size? Meaning, are they this big, or do they have a certain size?
Maybe I want to explain with one example. Sometimes when sunshine appears through the wall into the house, under the sunlight you can see small particles. Have they size? Have they different shape? Maybe kalapas may be smaller than this dust. More than 100 times. If you divide more than 100 times or many times, then how we can say their shape is long or their shape is short? How we can say?
Then the next question is, Deva, in the Deva realm, the Deva's body is produced by a Kamaja Rupa. Kama produce materiality. How about the food they eat?
Maybe there are also 4 types of materiality, but Kama produce materiality, quickly produce many. Depending on this Kama produce materiality, in each kalapa there is fire element. That fire element also can produce new generation. So there is also temperature produce kalapa. But Kama produce kalapa is the whole body became full. So in the same way, when they eat, their eat is very subtle. So they can easily absorb. They also spread throughout the body. There is also mind. They have also mind. That mind also can produce kalapa. So there are 4 types of kalapas. But among these 4 types, Kama produce materiality is predominant one.
And so when a Deva gives a gift, for example, the Deva gives a robe, that robe, it consists of temperature produced Rupa Kalapa.
Robe?
For example,
Cloth.
a Deva gives a robe. Yes.
Cloth.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, temperature produces kalapa.
So how does this rope appear in the Deva realm?
Maybe depending on their karma. We call this is karma pichya uduja rupa. Depending on karma and udu.
Can the Sadhu please explain?
We call this is karma pichya uduja. Karma is fundamental cause. Udu temperature is secondary cause. Two types of cause. For example, their mentions appear. These mentions are produced by karma, it is true. Originally it is produced by karma, but in that karma produced mention, if you analyze, there are 8 types of materiality. Among 8 types, there is Tejo fire element. That fire element can produce new generation, another generation, another, and successfully producing. Original is karma. But every rupa, every formation, sabha sankhara, anicca, every formation is anicca. So karma produce past, but the karma produce kalabas disappear. But among karma produce kalabas, there is fire element. That fire element can produce another generation. In that generation, there is fire element. That fire element can produce another generation successfully. In this.
So the Deva mansion, it is maintained by temperature. It is not maintained by karma.
Maybe, but when karma finish, karma cannot support. Then this karma cannot support, that temperature also cannot produce anymore.
Then it disappears.
Disappear.
Then the other question is, in the Brahma realm, the fine material realm, the Brahma's body consists of how many, what type of rupa kalapas?
Maybe Ghana Didya Nati in this way, in our commentaries mentioned. There is no Ghana Dagi Kalapa, there is no Dang Dagi Kalapa, there is no body Dagi Kalapa. They want to see Buddha, so they have Dagi Kalapa. They want to listen to Dhamma, so they have ear Dagi Kalapa. They have no sex Dagi Kalapa. So other kalapas are there.
So in the Brahma world, there is not the external base for the nose, there is not external base for the tongue, and there is not external base for the body. That is correct.
What is external?
Gochara. So do they have...
Maybe they do not feel smell.
Right.
They do not have taste. And they do not feel bodily sensation. So there is no nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, body consciousness.
But there is smell in the Brahman realm.
Every kalapa has smell, but they do not feel smell.
Then I have a question for today, and that is the space element, it delimits matter. But when there is verbal intimation, then the karma-produced rupa kalapa of the speech organ strikes with the mind-produced rupa kalapa.
Element of karma-produced kalapa and mind-produced kalapas are element. They strike.
So there's no space between them.
Please do like that. You may say there is no space, but there is still space, because you cannot separate to each other because of this space. In the same way only.
On the picture, the space is only between the 4 rupa kalapas, but this space actually goes all the way around.
No, for easy understanding only.
Right.
But the boundary of every kalapa.
Then bodily intimation, kaya vinyati, it manifests as bodily excitement. What is the Pali for excitement?
Maybe translation I do not understand. In Pali, vinyapana only. Vinyapiti, vinyapana.
So, thank you.
Dibaya Bhagavasana.
Sayadaw, you are saying that every kalapa has oja, nutritive essence.
Yes.
So even inanimate objects like gold and silver, they also have oja.
Okay.
But gold and silver, they're not naturally part of the human body. It is possible to eat gold and silver without getting poisoned, but the body will excrete them. So what is the nutritive value?
Maybe according to some commentators' explanation, gold and silver, if they can prepare to be swallowed, to become soft, for example, to become ash. As a gold, as a silver, it is not easy to be digested. But if they can change into ash, that ash can be absorbed or digested, can be digested easily.
With gold and silver, they're actually, in the West, they're actually allowable food colorants. It's possible to have, for example, little sugar pills, the kind they put on cake to decorate cake. They are sometimes gold or silver, and it is actually real gold or silver, not just a different color. And the reason it is allowed, the quantities are very small, particularly gold, you can make it very thin. It is possible to eat them. But there's no actually cell in the human body, if they make a study of the human body. Gold does not react. It's actually, there's nothing in the human body which contains gold. If somebody eats it, then the body will excrete it.
Because it cannot digest. Digest fire cannot help to digest this one.
So how can you say it has nutritive essence?
Maybe if we analyze this nutritive essence, but that nutritive essence cannot be digested. For example, now you are eating many foods. Every food has 8 kalapas, 8 types of rupas in each kalapa. But every food cannot digest. Because of this reason, pieces are coming out. They are undigested food. In the same way only, that gold also undigested. So because of the reason they go outside.
So how can you call it nutritive essence? I mean, there's no being that can actually digest it. So
although it is not being, but if you analyze, there is nutritive essence only. But for trees or for external world, it is not helpful. But if you eat, then it is helpful for some persons. But for some persons, it is not easy to helpful. Helpful means, for example, fruit. If you analyze this fruit, then there are 8 types of materiality. Among 8 types, there is nutritive essence. If you swallow this fruit, that nutritive essence, when fire element of like non-kalapa, this is called digestive fire. That digestive fire supports to this nutritive essence. That nutritive essence can produce new generation. At the end, we can say it is easily digested. But not every fruit cannot be digested. There is possibility only. Because of this reason, they come out as pieces. They are undigested foods only.
Well, its nutritive essence, is that correct?
Maybe this is also called, because there is also nutritive essence. Although digest or not digest, no problem. If we analyze these kalapas, then these 8 types are always present. Whether digest or not digest, this is not our responsibility.
But the point is they can reproduce, together with heat.
Maybe according to Buddha's teaching, when the fire element of like non-kalapa can support, at the time only that nutritive essence can produce new generation. But in external world there is no like non-kalapa. Because of this reason, in external there is no digestive fire. So that nutritive essence in external cannot produce anything. But if we analyze, these 8 are always present. So Buddha says only natural only. Whether they are helpful or not, no problem. Digest or not digest, no problem. Because they are, according to natural law, if you analyze these kalabas, you can see these 8 types. Buddha says there are 8 types only in this way. Whether they are helpful to human being or not, no problem. There are 8 types only. We cannot say there are 7 types because they are not helpful to human beings.
So how does one recognize in a kalapa the nutritive essence?
The nutritive essence kalabas is especially we are trying 2 sides, external and internal. But in external there are 2 types, animate and inanimate. So in animate world, this is natural. There are 8 types only. But sometimes, occasionally, there may be 9 types together with sound only.
But if one sees a kalapa, how can one say this particular bit is the nutritive essence? How does it?
Maybe if they analyze, if they see kalapas, with the assistance of the light of wisdom, if they analyze these kalapas, they can see these 8 types only.
But it is immediately obvious what is the nutritive essence. Is that what you're saying?
Not immediately, because they are, in those kalabas, they are always present. This kalaba also 8 types, another kalaba also 8 types, another kalaba also 8 types. In that kalaba there is fire element, that fire element produces new generation. In that generation also there are 8 types. Among 8 types there is fire element, that fire element also can produce another 8 types. So you can say this, as soon as they rise very, very quickly, rising, then you can say suddenly appear or not. You can say no problem. But their nature is fire element can produce new generation only. But that generation, if you analyze, every generation has these 8 types only.
But is it like, if one knows that there are these 8 types, is it immediately obvious in one kalapa? What is smell, what is taste? One can see it easily.
Maybe if they have enough concentration, they can easily.
Okay. I have another set of questions about the Chakudasaka kalapa.
Yes.
Is there one for every eye, or is there many for every eye, or what is just one?
Maybe according to our Buddha's, Venerable Buddha's teaching, they spread. There are 7 layers. In each layer, the Chaku and Teke kalapas are many.
Can one say how many, or?
It is not easy. It is not easy to calculate. But their size is like what called? Tam value call. Lubricated tam value call. Maybe. Maybe it's very small quantity only. Head of
tick. Head of a tick. According to modern science, there are color receptors in the human eye, but they can only distinguish 3 types of colors: red, green and blue. These are the primary colors of the human eye. And all other colors are mixtures of these 3 colors. So how does this fit together with the
maybe in our Buddha's teaching, there may be different color, it is true, but they do not emphasize color, they emphasize only eye sensitivity only. But that sensitivity is maybe concomitant with different color. No problem. That depends on their karma only. Depends on their karma means here many people you can see different faces, different eyes. The eyes color is different. Then depending on their own respective karma only.
But is it like if one sees a group of kalapas and some are red and some are yellow, then
yes,
then it will come as a mixed color?
Yes. Maybe mixed, but if they have enough concentration in the light of wisdom, they can distinguish to each other.
But these kalapas, do they have a finite amount of colors, or are there millions of colors, or how many colors are there?
We cannot say exactly. Maybe they have color only, we can say.
But how many colors, roughly?
We cannot say, but there are maybe different types of organs. Different organs have different color, in the same way only.
I just want to ask a question related to this. What is the function of the nutritive essence in the Rupa Kalapa?
Rupa Harana Rasa. Rupa Harana Rasa means it can produce new generation only, new nutritive acid. That nutritive acid nutriment produce kalapa only. So this is Rupa Harana Rasa.
So the function is not to feed human beings, the function is to reproduce the individual Rupa Kalapa.
Yes.
It's from Japanese layman. Terasi. Her question is about eye and ear sensitivity. There are blind and deaf person in the world. There are blind and deaf person in the world. And how exist these sensitivities or kalapas in those people?
His question is about the blind people and the deaf people.
And how work sensitivity and kalapas? The blind and more questions. The blind or deaf person can 4 elements meditation.
If they are born blind, it is not easy. But in mothers who of the later stage, they became born blind, no much problem. They can meditate. But born blind persons are usually ahetuka or duhetuka. Usually ahetuka. So after maybe conception stage, 4 weeks later, or maybe 2 months later, or 3 months later, other than they became born blind, no much problem. If they have enough 3 roots, their breath sandhi is associated with 3 roots, no much problem. They can meditate well. But at the conception stage, other than also, their karma cannot produce any eye sensitivity as well as ear sensitivity. Then such type of person's karma is very weak. Very weak means this karma may be ahetuka or duhetuka karma. Usually duhetuka karma, very inferior duhetuka karma. So that karma produces this result. Because of this reason, when they are meditating, they cannot attain jhana and magga phala. But if they meditate, then we can say he is accumulating or she is accumulating paramis.
And another question. Today, space element, space dhatu, around our planet, this is one of the space. Around this planet, there is space. This is one of the akasa dhatu or some elements in this space.
Maybe we can say here space, but really if you have enough concentration, this is also not space. There are also full of very fine, very subtle, very gentle kalapas everywhere.
Not here, in this planet. Out of this planet.
Or everywhere say. Only this is question, this side no question.
Okay, you said that Brahmas, they have eye faculty and ear faculty. They don't have body.
They have body, they have nose, but they cannot feel any smell.
So they do have...
They have tongue, but they cannot feel any taste.
Okay. You said that Bhavanga...
But they have no sex. Their appearance is male appearance only.
Another question. You said Bhavangas produce materiality. On the chart it shows that from Bhavanga consciousness, materiality arises.
Can produce materiality, mind produce materiality, including anger.
So arhants also, even without neither wholesome nor unwholesome.
Their functional consciousness also can produce mind produce materiality.
Okay. One last question. You said that we see the characteristics, the characteristics together simultaneously. The characteristics of Kalapa, you said you see them simultaneously. I thought it was not possible to see the characteristics simultaneously at the same moment.
Why?
Why? I thought you told me that.
For ordinary eye, it is true. For ordinary ear, it is true. But for Western eye and Western ear, you should not like that. You should not say like that. Western faculty has power. The wisdom which is associated with the concentration have strong, powerful energy. Because of this reason, Buddha frequently says, Samadhi bhikkhu bhaveta samahito bhikkhu yatha buddham pajanati. Bhikkhus develop concentration. A bhikkhu who has concentrated mind understands the dhammas as they really are. Concentrated mind has powerful energy. So it can penetrate every object. There is one example I want to show you. In Kesu Gopama Sutta, in Salayana Vaga Sanyuddha Pali, there is one sutta. In that sutta, there is one arhat. He contemplates formations as Yankinchi Samudaya Dhamma Sabbanda Nirodha Dhamma. All formations are rising. They are all are perishing. In this way, within 31 place, all formations he discerns simultaneously and contemplates them as anicca, dukkha, and anatta. Then he became arhat. Why? His wisdom faculty, or the mouth of his wisdom faculty, is a very wide mouth. He can swallow everything within one length because his mouth is very wide. So the wisdom faculty has very powerful energy.
One last question. You talk about various stages: production, continuity, decay, and dissolution. If someone has a verbal intimation, physical intimation, to move, does the movement take place in all four of these stages, or is there only certain particular stages when the actual movement is taking place?
Static stage only. Because at the static stage, rupas have very strong energy. Because their lifespan static stage is more than 60 mind movement. So they in static stage, TT stage, static stage, rising stage, static stage.
That's continuity stage?
Not good. Static stage, protection and continuity. This is one rising stage.
Oh, that's still arising. So
another
that's decay then? Would that be the
static stage, standing place, standing stage.
Is that the same as decay?
Yes, decay, same decay.
So only at that stage,
at that stage they are powerful.
Kalapa can actually move.
Yes, yes. Kalabas are very strong and powerful. They can produce bodily intimation as well as that bodily intimation can produce new generations to rise in new place.
Thank you, Bhante.
Sayadaw, do the three mutable phenomena of likeness, neediness, and mutability, do they arise dependent on the corresponding Cetasikas? Do they arise dependent on the corresponding Cetasika?
Like Nuniklapa?
No. Do the three mutable phenomena of mutable phenomena?
Oh, yes, yes.
Do they arise dependent on the corresponding Cetasikas of Lahuta, Mudita, and Kamyata? Do they arise together with these Cetasikas in the mental formation?
Yes, yes.
And what is the difference between the likeness of real and non-real materiality and the likeness of earth element?
In animate world, there is no lightness, greediness, and malleability. But in animate world, there is still same, internal and external.
And do kusala mind process produce more chittaja kalapas than the akusala mental processes?
No kusala, every kusala, but samatha bhavana, jhana consciousness as well as vipassana consciousness, they can produce many strong and powerful mind-produced kalapas, uncountable kalapas. But occasionally when you become very angry, anger is very strong, and then also maybe many generations.
My question comes from yesterday lecture. When I discern the kalapa from eye, ear, nose, tongue, I can stay, when I stay 20 minutes or 25 minutes, no problem, I can stay longer. But when I focus on heart-based, I cannot, 10 minutes, okay, but someday my physical health is very good, then I can stay longer, but someday more than 10 minutes or 15 minutes, I feel painful, very strong painful, so I cannot stay, so I go other place and I return there. Why? I heard generally many people the same, they cannot stay heart-based longer, so why we cannot stay heart-based longer?
Maybe, for example, if you do like that, you emphasize this one. So here, if you grasp very strong, wind element is here very strong. Here also wind element. Here also mind-produced kalapa. But his mind-produced kalapa and this mind-produced kalapa energy is not same. Here very strong, powerful energy. Because you are emphasizing this area. In the same way only, if you pay attention here for a long time, this problem always appear for those who are not expert. So because of this reason, I always give to make I always give warning not to pay attention here for a long time.
So everybody is the same.
Yes. But if you see kalapas, always if you see kalapas at the little bit okay. Little bit okay means you can listen for a few minutes, no problem. But for beginners, if they do not yet see kalapas, at the if they emphasize this area, here many painful appear because you are doing like that.
So I want to know, so the physical, because of physical reason or the strong concentration.
Yes.
I want to know how many kind of reason we get the pain.
Maybe because of my mind-produced kalapa. That kalapas are in this case the wire element, wind element is very strong.
That reason.
When wire element is very strong, then cohesion also became very strong. Hardness also became strong. Fire element also became strong. So if 4 elements are working their work together, especially cohesion and posture, then here many painful abhidhamma.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Bhante, I remember one old question. It is when the yogi is going to find out whether this he sees a rupa kalapa and wants to know if it is chaku pasada rupa kalapa. Then first he sees this rupa kalapa. Then he focuses on a group of rupa kalapas some distance away from this one. Then if the color of those rupa kalapas strikes on the element there, then he knows this is chaku pasada rupa kalapa. But if that color strikes on the chaku pasada, then it is chaku vijnana that arises. But his eyes are closed, he's not seeing it with his eyes, he's seeing it with his mind.
Yes, with mind.
So how can the chaku vijnana arise when his eyes are closed and he's not looking with his eyes, he's looking
maybe
with his mind?
Maybe still the light of wisdom. With the assistance of the light of wisdom, he can see another.
With the eye? Yes,
eye consciousness can arise at that time because the light of wisdom is at that time very powerful, shining. So under the light, although he closed eye consciousness can arise because 5 causes are at that time present. So there is also eye base, there is also color, there is also attention, manasikara, and then there is also associated mental formations among these 5 phasa contact. Phasa connect the consciousness and color together. So there is also still light. 5 causes are ready, then eye consciousness can arise. Okay. Today let us stop. No. 7:45. Sharing merit. Idame Bonya Asawakya Wahan Hodu Idame Bonya Nibbanasa Pachayo Hodu Idame Bonya Sabha Sadana Vajima Tisabe Mesama Punya Baga Labandu Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu